All right, folks, strap in because we're about to dive headfirst into the wild, wacky whirlwind that is the history of All Along the Watchtower. You know this tune? It's that riff that sneaks into your brain like a sneaky cat burglar, whether you're blasting it in your car or hearing it underscore some epic movie moment. Hell, even your grandma might hum it while baking cookies, pretending it's just some old folk ditty. But oh no, this song's got layers, man. Layers like a psychedelic onion that'll make you cry tears of rock and roll joy. From Bob Dylan's cryptic scribbles to Jimi Hendrix turning it into a sonic apocalypse, we're talking biblical vibes, studio brawls, and cultural echoes that still ripple like a stone skipped across a lava pit. And just when you think you've got it figured out, bam, a twist. Stick around, because this ride's gonna leave you questioning reality. Or at least your playlist choices. Let's kick this off with the spark, the genesis, the big bang of it all. Picture this. It's late 1967, and Bob Dylan's holed up in his Woodstock hideaway, still shaking off the dust from that nasty motorcycle crash back in '66 that nearly turned him into roadkill. He's got this thunderstorm raging outside, crackling lightning, thunder booming like God's own drum solo, and bam! Inspiration strikes. Dylan pens All Along the Watchtower in a flash, part of a frantic 6-week sprint where he cranks out his entire album, John Wesley Harding. The lyrics? Just 12 lines, but they're packed tighter than a hippie van at Woodstock. It's a cryptic chat between a joker and a thief, griping about life's BS while princes lurk in the distance and a wildcat growls. Scholars geek out over this. Some say it's straight out of the Bible, Isaiah chapter 21, with doomsday vibes from Revelation thrown in for good measure. Dylan's flipping the script, literally. The story runs backward, starting at the end and leaving you to fill in the apocalyptic blanks. Kinda like reading a mystery novel from the last page first, except with more existential dread. Now here's where it gets juicy. Interpretations. Some folks swear it's Dylan's veiled rant at his manager, Albert Grossman, the businessmen drinking his wine, the ploughmen digging his earth. That's code for getting screwed over in the music biz. Or maybe it's just two dudes in a castle tower, watching the end times roll in like a bad acid trip. What if the Joker was the original stand-up comedian bombing at the Apocalypse open mic? There must be some way out of here, he says. Yeah, buddy, try the fire exit. And the thief? Probably swiping the last slice of pizza while the world's on fire. Dylan keeps it vague on purpose, like a poet playing hard to get. He records it simple: acoustic guitar, harmonica, bass from Charlie McCoy, drums by Kenneth Buttrey. In Nashville, no less, splicing takes like a mad scientist. Released December '67, but it sneaks out as a single later in Europe, B-side status mostly. Little did Dylan know, this quiet folk gem was about to get hijacked by a guitar god and turned into a monster. Speaking of hijacks, enter Jimi Hendrix, the left-handed wizard who could make a Stratocaster weep, scream, and beg for mercy all at once. It's early '68, and Jimmy's got his hands on Dylan's unreleased tapes, courtesy of publicist Michael Goldstein, who hands him a reel-to-reel like it's contraband. Debate rages on how exactly Jimmy first heard it. Some say through Dylan's manager. Others claim it was floating around London like a viral meme before memes were a thing. Either way, January 21st, 1968, at Olympic Studios in London, the Jimi Hendrix Experience kicks off what was supposed to be a cover of another Dylan track, but pivots to Watchtower. It's casual at first, Jimmy on 6-string acoustic, Dave Mason from Traffic on 12-string for that jangly vibe, Mitch Mitchell pounding drums like he's exercising demons. But things escalate quick. They move to New York's record plant for overdubs in June, July, August. Jimmy layers guitar tracks like a mad painter, up to 16 channels of fury. Bass? Noel Redding starts it but bails mid-session. Rumor has it he got fed up with Jimmy's perfectionism, so Hendrix slaps on the bass himself. And get this obscure nugget. Brian Jones of the Rolling Stones drops in, zonked out of his gourd, and adds that rattly vibra-slap in the intro, the one that sounds like a skeleton shaking maracas. Jimmy's obsessed, remixing obsessively, driving engineers Eddie Kramer and Chaz Chandler nuts. Tony Bon Jovi recalls Jimmy hating every mix until it finally clicks. But oh, the Shenanigans don't stop at recording. Release time? Hendrix drops it as a single September '68 in the US, B-side to Burning of the Midnight Lamp, then October in the UK, where it becomes the first stereo-only single to crack the charts, hitting number 5. Billboard Hot 100? Peaks at 20, but it's gold, platinum certified across Europe years later. It's on Electric Ladyland, Hendrix's double album opus that's basically a psychedelic Bible. Dylan hears it and flips, says Hendrix found the song in a way he never could, even starts playing it Jimmy style in his own shows. Talk about a cover stealing the spotlight. What if Dylan had kept it folksy? We'd have no blistering solos, just harmonica wheezes, boring as a grunge band without the flannel. Now let's crank up the drama, rise to mythic status. This song didn't just hit, it exploded like a supernova in the counterculture sky. Vietnam era? It's the unofficial anthem for paranoia and protest, those watchtowers symbolizing surveillance, the wind howling like incoming choppers. Controversies? Well, people still argue who owns it. Dylan wrote it, but Hendrix immortalized it, making it his highest charting US single. Myths? Oh, let's debunk some. Backmasking? Folks love whispering about hidden messages in rock, but Watchtower ain't got none. No satanic whispers if you spin it backward, just garbled genius. That's more Stairway to Heaven territory. Here, it's pure forward momentum. Another tall tale. Some claim Hendrix wrote it after a girlfriend spat where plates flew. But nah, that's muddled with The Wind Cries Mary. Straight up misinformation. Dylan penned the words, Hendrix just electrified 'em. And culture? This bad boy infiltrates everything. Movies? It's in Forrest Gump for that Nam vibe, A Bronx Tale for street cred, Rush for adrenaline, and Watchmen. Fitting, since the comic's all about doomsday clocks and superheroes gone rogue. Billboard even called it overplayed in films back in 2015, like it's the ketchup of soundtracks. What if every heist movie swapped Watchtower for elevator music? Snooze fest. But the ripple effects? Man, they're tidal waves. Hendrix's version redefined covers, total guitar, crowned it the best ever in 2000, and his solo. Number 5 on Guitar World's all-time list. It blasts into the Grammy Hall of Fame in 2001, Rolling Stone's 500 Greatest Songs at 40 in 2021. Influences? U2 covers it epic style, Dave Matthews jams it folksy, even Battlestar Galactica weaves it into the plot as a cosmic signal for Cylons. Talk about sci-fi weirdness. It's existential fuel, themes of corruption, privilege, the human grind. Dylan's lines spark endless debates. Joker as the oppressed artist, Thief as the sly survivor, Watchtower as society's ivory tower. Ripple to grunge? Imagine Kurt Cobain nodding along, turning that howl into Smells Like Teen Spirit. Same urgent paranoia, different decade. Or what if Hendrix lived longer? We'd have Watchtower 2, Electric Boogaloo, with lasers and synths. Instead, it echoes in every Guitar Hero's amp, from Eddie Van Halen to your neighbor's garage band shredding it off key. Fast forward to Legacy and the lasting weirdness. This song's immortal. Dylan trots it out live in electric glory, post-Hendrix, on albums like Before the Flood with the Band, or MTV Unplugged. Hendrix? His take's the blueprint for psychedelic rock, blending blues fire with cosmic freakouts. Obscure trivia alert. Hendrix cut it just 6 months after Dylan's release, turning a minimalist gem into a 4-minute epic with wind effects that sound like the apocalypse knocking. And that vibra-slap? Brian Jones's last hurrah before his tragic end. Eerie, right? The song's weirdness peaks in pop culture crossovers. In Battlestar, it's a subliminal tune activating sleeper agents. Mind-bending. Ripple effects hit global, certified platinum in the UK, gold in Germany, inspiring everything from metal riffs to hip-hop samples.
It's therapy for the soul. Too much confusion, Dylan wails. Ain't that life?
Hendrix amps it to mosh pit catharsis. What if aliens intercepted it via Voyager's golden record? They'd think Earthlings are poetic warriors, not just cat video addicts. We've climbed the Watchtower, peeked at the chaos, and now it's time to jump. All Along the Watchtower isn't just a song, it's a cultural grenade, lobbed by Dylan, detonated by Hendrix, with shrapnel still flying. Respect to their genius, Dylan's wordsmith wizardry, Jimmy's fretboard sorcery. If this tale lit a fire under your ass, smash that like button. Subscribe for more rock lore laced with laughs, and drop a comment. What's your wildest Watchtower memory? Until next time, keep watching the skies, or at least your Spotify queue. Rock on, rebels!